So I'm here in Derbyshire. Spent the weekend in Derbyshire because it's George's birthday. So we've just been away celebrating that, and we're ending it with a little visit to the Heights of Abraham. So we've been up in the cable car, and we are considerably high up. It's great scenery, but it just reminds me actually of how lush the UK is and how wonderfully green it is. And it's a bit of a drizzly day today, and I think you can probably see that around me, but it doesn't matter, because it's just, we are so blessed. We have so much wonderful countryside in the UK. We have such a lushness of greenery and foliage, and just getting out and about and spending some time doing something, it just really rejuvenates the soul.
Bunch of Japanese tourists.
I know we do. So it feels like we're heading down into the murky depths of something you see in the movies like The Lost World or something like that. It's really dense foliage here at the moment. I don't know if you can see behind us, and it's quite a steep path as well, but it's really amazingly dense. And actually, if one just stops for a second, you can actually feel the energy of the trees, and you can actually feel that real presence, that real sense of nature. And I'm a great believer in that anyway, but we don't always perhaps feel it or sense it in the same way where we live, because we're going about our everyday lives. Sometimes you have to come to a forest or to a national park where you've really got a lot of nature in its own habitat, in its own way, in its own sense, and then you actually have that sense, and you actually have that tangibility of not just the power of nature, not just the greenery and the lushness and the density of it, but you can actually feel the presence of it. And the only way I can describe it is that it's almost as though there's a quiet but strong solidity that starts to touch my core, and that's, for me, is that sense of the presence. And it's almost like there's a whisper, but you can't quite hear the whisper, but you just know that there's a language and there's an energy that's present and that's moving just below the level of consciousness that we have. So you can sort of almost catch it, and you know that it's there, but you can't quite interpret it fully. I'm just home after teaching a trance group, and it's been a really busy week. It's been quite a stressful week as well, and at the moment, after having just taught and worked with Spirit for the last couple of hours, I just feel totally centred, totally back to being the best of who I am. And there's that sense of Spirit actually always bringing you back to yourself.